Hey guys, welcome back. So I had a bunch of stuff recorded and it just went whoop, it's gone. So I'm going to do a walk around. I've got the driver's side completely installed. I'll try to give you some tips again. I showed you how to do this stuff and I'll try to walk you through it. So first on the quarter windows, the butyl on the back, I only use butyl. I don't use window urethane because if you use window urethane, 9 times out of 10 you're going to break the window trying to get it out. Ford put butyl on those for a reason. So they're easy to take out. It's easy to break those windows anyway when you try to pull them out. Even with butyl window urethane, it's 10 times harder to get it out. So the window butyl that I get it from AutoZone. It's a part number is MW38115 if you need that by any chance. So I'm going to walk you around how I do it. The drip rails, the upper drip rails are really pain. I'm sure a lot of you guys have fought with them. My trick is I'll take the clips off the back. I'll mark where the clips go with a Sharpie. Then I'll install it on the car where the roof makes the bend, that 75-degree bend at the roof line. The reproductions are not bent correct for a Fox body. So that's why when you try to put them on with the clips, 9 times out of 10, you're going to scratch the car. It takes 2 guys to do it. You're going to fight with them with 35 or 40 minutes. So I'll pop the clips on. I'll install it on the car, and I'll bend it to the roof of the car. You're going to want to put a Bondo spreader in between the molding and the roof of the car where it makes that 75-degree bend. It keeps the molding itself from rolling under itself and catching on the car. It's supposed to overlap the roof to create a nice tight seal. I've seen a lot of guys that have installed the aftermarkets. Either they're not aware that that's how they're supposed to be. 9 times out of 10, that's all it is. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. They're just not aware how it's supposed to fit. I'll show you what I'm talking about and how I do it, and also show you some of the tips on the felt where I trim the felt at the bottom and up towards the door mirror. They're not supposed to overlap with the upper belt molding and the upper drip rail. So I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'll show you the new coupe quarter windows I got in the car. They look really nice. Let me know what you guys think of the progress so far. I'm going to keep making these videos if they're helping you guys out. If they're not, let me know if I'm wasting your time. I just trying to keep you guys making some content and helping some Fox body guys out. They're just getting into Fox bodies that they don't know what they're doing. Most of this stuff is super easy once you've done a bunch of them. Some of it can be tedious at times and just aggravating. Some of my tips will help alleviate that, especially the drip rail tip. If you've never done that or never fought with one, it took me a while to figure it out myself, but I'll show you what I'm talking about on the drip rail. I haven't done the passenger side yet, so I'll show you how I mark it and where I bend it. So hold on a second. So this is the area I'm talking about. If you look how I've got a nice overlay on the roof, 9 times out of 10, I'll put a Bondo spreader, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If I can find it. Sorry about that. So I'll put the Bondo spreader down in between the molding and the roof as I'm pushing up on the molding. It'll sit in there and stay all by itself. So what I mean by bending the molding, these reproductions, they're not quite bent right in here where the 75 degree is at, the arch. So you'll want to push with the clips off, and it'll stay in place because there's so much tension between up here by the quarter glass and down at the bottom that it's not going to fall off. Just be careful. I've had them fall, but 9 times out of 10 they don't go anywhere once you get the molding started by the quarter glass. So when I put the Bondo spreader, it just sets in between the molding and the roof. Push really hard right here, just whack it, and it'll bend it to the contour of the roof. Once that's done, you can take it off. And how you know it's going to line up, I have the screw in it right now, but how you know it's bent where it needs to be, there's an attachment tab right here, and there's a hole from the factory. It should line up. You shouldn't have to drill a new hole or bend the tab to make it fit. If you've got the molding in the right spot, it should line up. Also, another tip on the felts, these are a pain as well. I've done a bunch of these. I always start right here. I've got a solid steel putty knife that I use. I'll push it in here and just feed it down and across. Down inside the door, there's a bracket you got to take loose to pull the old one out. That's the hardest part. That's the most aggravating. I don't know any quick tips to that other than put the window up, install the felt in that bracket, and then put the window back down, and sometimes it'll help seat it. Just be careful doing that. So also on the felt, it's too long right here. You'll want to trim it with the body line, not the body line, but the trim line down here. Just trim it straight across, because when you push your upper door molding up to it, it's going to put it in a bind here in the corner, and it'll bow it out right here about 1/8 of an inch. and it just, to me, it looks kind of tacky when I see a car to show like that. So that's just some of my tips. Also up here, you can see sometimes you got to trim the excessive felt to get the mirror to fit right. So these are my mirrors. They're a little dirty, got some dust on them from the gloves, but they turn out really, really nice. Reproduction. All this stuff is Dan Carpenter Reproduction stuff. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know. Most of the manufacturers or the distributors sell all Dan Carpenter Reproduction parts. So this is what I'm talking about over here on my drip rail molding. You want to pop, there's 5 of these clips, and you can see I already marked this one with the Sharpie. I'll mark them, take all these clips off, and then put the molding back on there, and bend this arch right here to the roof of the car. So when I put the clips back on, I won't say it falls right in place, but it goes on super easy. You really have to whack these clips right here when you start by the quarter glass to start the molding to get it installed. So just be careful up here towards the top. Some of these quarter glasses fit better than others, and some of these reproduction moldings are trimmed better than others. This one here, I had to grind off a little bit off the end. It was too long, so it was cutting into this quarter window trim. So just be careful of that. So again, guys, thank you guys for sticking around. I had way more content for you guys filmed, and I went to try to download it, and it was, half of it was gone, and half of it I was walking around aimlessly while it was on pause. I guess now I know what people are talking about. So if you have any questions about the parts I use or where I get them from, just shoot me a message at foxjunk73@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you have, thanks a lot. And if you guys want me to keep making these videos to help you guys out, you know, you newbies that have started doing these Fox bodies and you can't afford to take them to people and, you know, pay a ton of money, just doing simple stuff like this, repainting your trim, a new felt, new moldings, makes the car look a lot better. And it doesn't cost you a fortune. This stuff is inexpensive. The quarter panel windows, the quarter glass weren't cheap, but the rest of the stuff is simple, inexpensive stuff. So again, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and you guys have a good evening.